What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's about to be that time.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
J. Jonah Jameson here. A psychopath wielding powers he has no right to possess, trying to pass himself off as a hero. Well, let me tell you something, kid. You're no hero. You are a criminal, a miscreant, a menace. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Savage.
Yes, police. I'm here to report a hate crime. Minority Hunter Zoro strikes again. And we're back. One Piece. 1035. Zoro versus King. Right? Last official chapter of 2021. And what a year it has been. Man, yeah. I'm planning to do a best of sort of video, you know, best moments of the year, top 10 chapters, that kind of thing. For the time being, we're here to talk about 1035, and there's, you know, quite some stuff to get into. I mean, the most meaty portion of the chapter for me as like a, you know, a theorist and a lore lover is, you know, the little bit of flashback that we got between Kaido and young Aruberu. Arbor.
Savage.
Kaido, you did the right thing by changing the man's name. I'm just saying. But this chapter sort of fed, you know, a particular agenda of mine regarding rocks, right? I've got a theory on the channel regarding rocks and Kaido, and using Kaido to determine characteristics of rocks. You know, because I believe that Rocks was Kaido's Shanks, his hero look, his Corazon, his mentor, and that a lot of ideals that Kaido has, I think, may have come from Rocks or be a twisted version of Rocks' ideals. Because I am not entirely sold on Rocks, you know, being this true villain. I think that Rocks was out to free the slaves. And what do we see here? Kaido seeing a young man captive and freeing him, which is actually a parallel to Shellstown. You know, we're talking chapter 5, right? Luffy shows up, says, hey man, you know, I'll give you these 3 swords back, but you gotta, you know, join my crew. And here's Kaido, not really with any sort of stipulation, just kind of coming in and saying, hey man, I mean, you know, they're gonna kill you. You wanna come with me? And then saying, you know, echoing a lot of what, you know, Luffy's sentiment was to Zoro. You know, that he was going to shake the world up. He's going to be the Pirate King. It's very interesting seeing young Kaido, young optimistic Kaido. This is pre-Yamato, right? Or at least one could assume. I think that young Arbor here is probably somewhere around 16 to 19, right? He looks like Luffy. He looks like a young version of Luffy. I mean, you know, he looks like maybe even current Luffy. That's why I think he could be as old as 19, but he does seem very young. So I'm thinking that that's sort of maybe the age range. There's a 12-year difference between King and Kaido. Kaido's 59, King is 47.
Certified
now,
drip.
A lot of people in the stream, you know, the ladies in the stream, including Chrissy, were sweating when King's mask came off. He's looking like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character. But he's also very much resembling this man right here. Is there a tie between the Shandians and the Lunarians? I mean, you take a look at Wiper's tattoo, you take a look at King's tattoo, it's very, very similar. But then it also brings into question Dragon, right? Because Dragon seems to have, in some depictions, a little bit darker skin. He has a tattoo on his face as well. I wouldn't be surprised, and I would actually enjoy if Dragon's tattoo, which has been on his face since, chapter 100, episode 50-ish, if that had a tie into the Lunarians and all of this stuff. And if the theory by Dawn of the World is true, that Rox is actually Dragon's father, and that Garp is only related to Luffy's mother, then it would be interesting if Rox was a Lunarian, right? I had, suggested in my theory that Rox was of, some sort of secret origin himself, and being a Lunarian, which, by name wasn't actually out by the time I was doing that theory, makes sense and it tracks because Kaido seems to be very in tune with the Lunarians, as if he has met one, that he's come across them. He knows what they're capable of. He's seen one. There had to have been a Lunarian that was a part of the Rox pirates, if not Rox himself. And that also would track with Kaido taking King under his wing, because his mentor was a Lunarian. So I think that there's a potential possibility there. Rox potentially being a Lunarian is further emphasized when you take a look at his Jolly Roger, which has a skull surrounded in a flame. This has led people to believe that he could have been an early user of the Maramara no Mi, Ace's fruit. But he wouldn't need the fruit if he was a Lunarian, because like King, he would be able to conjure fire. You can see in the flashback that the island that they are on is in fact Punk Hazard, which of course tracks with everything that we have speculated and known about Kaido getting experimented on, right? He was experimented on by Vegapunk, his lineage factor extracted and put into an artificial devil fruit, later to be eaten by Momonosuke, right? And that was on Punk Hazard. We know that Vegapunk used Punk Hazard as a lab to conduct experiments along with Caesar and presumably Queen and Judge, right? I had suggested once we found out about Mads that Kaido would probably recruit Queen on Punk Hazard while getting experimented on. Here we're getting an inversion of that where it's actually King that is also being experimented on and joins Kaido on Punk Hazard. So that's fun. That's fun. I'm here for it. I love it. And it was also brought up in the stream by Brandon King that this not only parallels the Luffy and Zoro recruitment, but it actually also bears a resemblance to the Blackbeard and Shiryu recruitment. So, 3 top pirates in the world, 3 emperors, all got their number 2 while they were captured. Now, an interesting thing about the comparison to the Blackbeard and Shiryu scene is that it's actually opposite. In the case of Luffy saving Zoro and Kaido saving Albur or Arbor, Shiryu is actually the one to save Blackbeard. So it's a complete inversion of Luffy saving Zoro. It actually highlights how alike Kaido and Luffy actually are. And potentially, if Kaido is, really the one that is carrying the will of Rox D. Xebec, then it's showing how alike Luffy and Rox could have potentially have been. And here's Blackbeard seemingly thinking that he is following in the footsteps of Rox, naming his ship after Xebec, but he may get a rude awakening that he actually doesn't know the man at all. The choreography of the fight was fantastic. I still like the Mr. One fight a little more, but I think that this is Zoro's second best fight in the series, from my personal opinion. I'm sure there are people out there that would say that this is the best Zoro fight in the series, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. It's an excellent fight, albeit I wanted more lore. I want to learn more about the Lunarians, and I think that Oda is purposefully skipping all of this information about the Lunarians and Mads as well, because he's saving it for Vegapunk to give us the lore dump. And I think that lore dump is coming because I do expect Vegapunk to be on those ships that are coming to annex Wano. And if Queen, who, by the way, you know, we didn't talk about this. There was quite a heat on feet in this chapter. It was actually my favorite part of it.
Bro, look, he got the heat on
Sanji
feet, bro.
sending Queen into the stratosphere. You know. Put the apron on while we're talking about this.
Certified drip.
Full Team Rocket, right? Blasting off again.
Looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again!
Gonna go see Anel on the moon. No, actually, I think that Queen is probably going to land on one of the government ships that, you know, Vegapunk is on, or the Big Mom pirate ship, you know, is a potential possibility as well, because I expect the Big Mom pirates to engage with the SSG that are on those government ships coming to Wano. But, you know, we'll see about that, right? Sanji saved Chuji. You know, like I said last week, or, you know, last chapter, where Chuji stands, all right? Chuji's here to stay, all right? And sure enough, it was a callback to Sanji's flashback with Judge and the mouse. The lineage of Chuji is strong. My headcanon is they're related, or that is the same mouse. Made it all the way. Persevered. Oh, man. It's fun stuff. Fun stuff. There's another parallel in this chapter, right? The official first chapter of the year was chapter 1000. Straw Hat Luffy, right? The introduction, the reintroduction to Luffy. We end the year with the two wings of the Pirate King, Sanji with 1034, Zoro with 1035, capping the year out with his right-hand man. This is all on purpose, and I think that Oda stretches things out and fumbles with the pacing sometimes because he wants these things to line up this way. He can do what he wants. But sure enough, I would have loved a little bit more. And then there's also this whole, you know, thing where we still haven't seen an awakened Zoan at all, right? And my headcanon is I think that Oda is saving that for Kaido, and then once we've seen Kaido's awakened form, then we can come back and maybe revisit some of these other characters and see their awakened forms. I don't think that King should be done, but I mean, realistically, this is what King is looking like right now.
Savage.
He's missing a wing. Sword's broken. Maybe his arm was cut off. I'm sort of iffy on the arm. A lot of people were pointing that out in the stream, but I don't think it. Definitely the wing. Definitely the sword. I don't know about the arm. I think that the spacing that's there is really just the embellishment for the hockey. So all in all, I think that this was a phenomenal chapter to officially end the year on. I think in 1036 we'll get a little bit of an update on Luffy now that Sanji and Zoro's fights have ended. I don't know if we'll get a full chapter of Luffy and Kaido, but we'll at least get a little bit of it. And I think it's time to catch up with the rest of the Straw Hats and see where things are going. I'd love for more Hiyori and Orochi business. I think that Zoro's going to make his way to that situation. I want to know more about the Lunarians. We're going to get it at some point with Vegapunk. I want to know if there's a tie between the people of Jaya, the Shandians, and the Lunarians, even though we've never seen any of them use fire, in the way that, King does. I want to take this time to thank the new members of the channel, That Guy Though, and Lasar. And I want to thank people that rejoined, Lucy B, Tay Sights 318, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Michael Wavy, and Mr. Venator 86. So thanks to you guys. Thanks to everybody that supports the channel. We've had a great year. A great year of streaming, a great year of making videos. It's been my first year as a dad, about to have a 1-year-old in a couple of days. It's exciting times, and I'm really excited to see what the next year brings. You know, my goal is to hit 20K before the new year. We'll see if it happens. We still have a couple days to get there. You know, if we can get another 1,100 people to subscribe. There's a lot of people that surprisingly watch these videos every week, but are not subscribed. And if that's you, hit the button. So yeah, this is fun. I have a lot of stuff planned for the future of this channel and alternate channels, and Chrissy's going to create her own channel very soon as well too. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff. This isn't going to be the last video of 2022, but we are nearing the end of the year, so I just felt like getting all of that out. I think I'm going to do one more stream for the holidays, but for anybody that I don't see in that stream or anything like that, I hope everybody has a great holiday, and I hope to see you all very soon. All right. Oh, and check out the Hiyori theory video that I put out. It's out there. All right. It's a lot of fun. All right. Later, everybody.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.